plus minute mark. Definitely seeing how teams are adjusting to that. Now getting into the draft in Game 3. And, you know, we talked about how, well, I definitely expected Kerry to pick up that Bard in Game 2, and he didn't. But now it is available in Game 3 as a result. Will BNK FEARX just ban it? But will they risk him potentially picking it again?
I would assume that they ban it this time around. First time they banned Azir Orianna Bard. Second time they banned Azir Orianna Mbessa. But now the Mbessa is actually banned by T1. So it feels like the Bard really slots in there after Azir and Orianna, which they clearly do not want to trade.
Yeah. Azir, Orianna, Bard. It's so easy. Are they going to ban? No, they're banning Nautilus. So they want to go for the Yunara. Is what I'm getting from this. Is they're going to go Yunara first pick. Because that's why you'd ban Nautilus, is my impression, for the point-and-click CC. So here we go, BNK FEARX. I mean, the thing is, if you ban Bard, it feels bad because they're probably just going to go Yunara Lulu. But if you ban Yunara, then they'll go Bard. So figure it out.
Well, a lot of discussion, and it ends up being the Yunara, so I would imagine that Bard gets picked up at some point in this game, but that's what we thought in Game 2, so let's wait and see if they actually do go for it. There's still other high-tier picks, as Pantheon is going to be picked up first.
Yep. And Wukong, definitely something higher in priority with the junglers already taken away. And also when we think about supports, honestly, other than the Nico, the supports taken aren't really our higher priority supports. You know, Alistair, Rakan, Braum hasn't been touched. I mean, Bard we've talked about extensively, not really looked at. Kiana Ezreal coming out in Game 3.
The Ezreal is fine.
Yet to see Kiana really have success. 2 games, 0 wins.
Yeah, a lot of teams have tried her and failed.
A bold pickup from BNK FEARX. Raptor did, I think he was one of the teams who picked it up before and struggled with it. Is just going to be Cassante for Darn, so on tank duty there. And what other pick are we getting? Maybe a mid laner could be secured here for T1 if you want to lock something in now before it gets trimmed down. The pool, in terms of stuff that's higher priority, I feel like, I mean, Akali is the highest priority thing left. Oh, yeah, Bard.
Oh, wait, what?
Whoa, wow, yeah.
Wait, huh?
Oh, Carrier plays Bard. Oh, yeah.
What a crazy pick here.
Well, not too much of a surprise for some of us. So that'll come through. And also, when you're playing a Kiana, that feels kind of bad because he will just tempered fate when you go for the engages. So now I'm going to come through for clear into the Cassante. Now, as to what's going to be paired with the Bard, I feel like you have a decent amount of options, right? Jin could go okay with it. Sivir is going to get banned away.
Jin Bard is very common.
Yeah, Jin Bard, I feel like Jin ban would be okay in this situation, especially as, I mean, you have the knob. Other than that, your composition's kind of feeling a bit squishy.
Yeah, Nara at times, obviously.
Leona pretty strong. Do you worry about a Rakan or a Karma as a support? Also, what do you think they're going to play mid for BNK FEARX? I mean, what are you going to play mid as tier 1?
Maybe Ari.
Maybe Akali's still open and available. Is something on the cards. I think the highest prio mid laner left open right now.
Well, the Silas is gone. A good idea when you have Gnar.
Yeah, I think so too. A lot of good ults already with only those 3 picks, so I think it makes a lot of sense. Akali is going to get banned away, so not wanting to potentially deal with that, especially Vikla did have that great performance where he solo killed Chovy. Probably just going to pick up, unless there's like a mid you're really sat on, probably going to take support here, and they are just going to go for Rel. So just a standard engage support, going to take that one away. And yes, you are going to be looking to dive in with Akiana, which Carrier will be looking to mitigate with the Bard. the Galio.
Well, it's a lot of beefy guys there in the front.
This is
do go
such
Galio.
a tanky composition.
Now, he could go the AP variant, and he might want to. But whatever pick FaZe is playing should be very safe if positioned correctly.
Yeah, I'm not sure I really like Jhin as much with this. I mean, you have setup for it, and they're squishier champs, but this is a lot of beef.
I'd say you just play something like a Zeri at this point.
Yeah, maybe.
Something that can team fight, that has a lot of damage. And it's Kai'Sa.
I like Kai'Sa. I think Kai'Sa's pretty
Another good
here.
shout. And Ahri comes out.
For these picks. Kai'Sa with Bard doesn't inspire huge amounts of joy. Not really the pairing you'd sort of expect, but there is setup from the rest of your team at least, so you have that to go towards. Ahri going to come in, so, you know, a strong mid-jungle pairing at least, but you're into Pantheon Galio, which is just miserable. Because one of them CCs you, and then you just die. So this is, from BNK FEARX, I think without the Qiyana, this kind of feels like a standard composition. But that Qiyana just, we have not seen it work, so I am a little bit concerned.
I really don't think it's going to do anything into this comp.
For T1, this feels like the sort of composition Gen G would play. The only thing that's a little bit different is like you have the Bard and the Kai'Sa.
Duro plays Bard.
I know, but just in terms of with this sort of composition, I'm not sure it's what they would specifically play.
Mm-hmm.
But also the Kai'Sa. Definitely a pick that can clean up well. But yeah, I think especially with picks like the Pantheon and the Galio, they're a strong mid-jungle with lots of global presence. If for some reason you do fumble the mid-jungle matchup for this T1 composition, you're going to have a bad time. If bot lane goes badly, you're going to have a bad time. If this T1 comp falls behind, it is going to do nothing. But I don't really see a reason why it should.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Game number 3 will start now between BNK and T1. Alrighty, off we go. And a lot of the focus once again here on FaZe, a battle of the 80 carries. FaZe not quite able to do as much as Diablo in the last game. Although he had a strong game. I don't think it was necessarily his fault or anything. I think just Diablo played very well, and T1's comp as a whole got pretty far behind and put themselves in a hole. But now he's got to play Kai'Sa as pretty much the only damage source. And yes, Faker can build some damage items. K'Sante is K'Sante. But
I think Pantheon also does a surprising amount of damage.
Sure.
Like really, he actually does a good amount of damage if he isn't behind. So
just don't get behind.
Pantheon and Galio, these two champions will do a good amount of damage into a comp like BNK FEARX's. Like we all saw the Pantheon quadra kill, right? Like they're not sustained damage champions who can just like, they're not 80 carries, right? But you know, into a comp like this that is generally squishy, if they're not behind, they will do damage. It's just, again, if they fall behind, this comp loses all its legs. So big ifs, big conditionals, and really it comes down this mid-jungle because you're playing into Ahri, Qiyana. And if I'm playing these two champions and I look at this enemy top side, like imagine you're playing on the side of the Ahri Qiyana and you see them fall behind, instantly in your mind, you're like, they're never doing damage ever.
Yeah.
Ever in a million years. You know, Ahri's going to land a charm, do a full combo, and the Galio isn't even going to see his health move. So I think the mid-jungle is going to be so important in this game. So important.
Yeah, definitely will. I'm a little bit interested to see how top and bot go, just because, you know, the Kai'Sa should fall a bit behind for now, at least early on. And obviously the Gnar was picked into the K'Sante to be a ranged threat early on, and potentially get some lane leads here in top and bot, and maybe that gives a little bit more pressure for Raptor to put on. And speaking of which, he is thinking about getting in here, but Owner is going to spot him. Might come down to a smite fight, although, yeah, it does go the way of Raptor. Keria is here, and he just flashes the wall. So that's going to be the end of that, although Faker does land a taunt and gets charmed, actually. And now has to flash himself as Raptor's right there and says, thank you very much for the free first blood.
That's exactly the start you want, right? You steal the buff, Faker moves over to assist, and a great charm from Vikla, great cleanup by Raptor. Get the early momentum you want, and now they're looking for a little bit more. Owner,
oh boy.
Good flash, because if any CC connected, you know, Kellen had flash, Vikla had flash, it would be layered, it'd be followed up. And death there, I think, for T1, and I mean, it's early, but I'd be almost ready to call it. And then
yeah,
ultimately,
it would be a lot.
It'd be very wrong because we've seen how these games go. But I'd be ready to exaggerate things.
Yeah.
For dramatic effect.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, curious to see about Doran's Cassante, but yeah, this is stolen and Raptor gets out, but then
Good charm here from Vikla. Faker was trying to escape with the phase rush and then flashes the Q, but then the cooldowns come up for Raptor. So much burst damage when the target's low. So now Raptor's starting to get momentum, and this is such a momentum-based champion as well. I feel like a lot of the junglers, the lethality-based junglers, if you get the ball rolling on this current patch, you can really just steamroll, and you become so fast. You know, also go in the blue jungle item, with the extra speed you get from the current jungle quest when it's finished, it just kind of feels like you can be anywhere. Now that being said, right, I have seen many a time where you're playing one of these lethality junglers and you get fed and then you make one mistake and suddenly the game's over. That happens, so, you know, not out of the woods yet.
Also sometimes where there's no action and you're just farming and then the other guy has like, I don't know, anything else, like a Sejuani or like a team fight tank, and they just end up doing a lot more.
Yeah.
Because you just don't quite do damage because you never got the ball rolling, which happens pretty often in Pro, especially LCK, where the enemy will know this and try to slow the game down, and generally a pretty slow region overall.
Well, you think T1 would try and slow the game down and
no.
Stall it out? What would give you that impression?
Doran gonna have to go all out here, straight into the Meganar, but not quite going to land, and now the all out is potentially gonna do a lot, and Clear has to flash away. So Doran was running for the majority of that until he pressed his R button, and then Clear found himself in a rough spot.
Yeah, power the ult, denying the ult from Clear into the wall, mitigating that extra damage that would have hit, and the CC. Not just the ult, but also the W, and then Doran able to turn the trade around. So well played there. Gets the flash from Clear, which is nice to pick up. Raptor, are you just looking for first strike? Well,
you're not Jace.
Yeah, has to get a little bit closer than Jace. Does have ult now though, and it's
got level 6 from mid.
Well, if you're looking for that, then honestly, fair play. That was a good call.
Yeah. It's gonna just go straight onto the dragon. So
yeah. I mean, you have so much control bot and mid. And this is what I kind of mean with this lane pairing that feels a bit awkward with the Bard and the Kai'Sa, because there is lanes definitely where you have the Bard and you can bully them out, but they're not able to do that. But then you have lanes where Kai'Sa plus an engage support, you can threaten the all-in pressure, but you can't really do that with Bard.
Yeah.
You know, you think of like the ideal lane pairings with Kai'Sa, like Kai'Sa Nord. You know, you all in, you get the plasma stacks from the Nautilus, and because of his damage, you sort of meet that damage threshold to go for the burst. Bard definitely looking for more angles to poke, which we aren't really seeing them able to pull off. So
yeah, the Rel doesn't really care. The Ezreal is never really close enough, or
yeah, it's not like a Rakan who can just sustain through any poke pretty much if you hit a Q. But Rel can do that annoying thing where you like jump off your horse and you get a shield just to avoid some poke every now and then.
Yeah, and it's just Bard too. Like, it's not like Paze is really able to get in there and provide a lot more poke on top of it.
Yeah.
They're never really in a position as a duo to do that. Now, we have some crystalline growth here.
They found a window when BNK FEARX was trying to reset, and they kind of punished them there. Does he get the plate? He was looking for it.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll just portal out.
They did get the plate there right at the end. I would assume they got the gold in that case.
Yeah, it'll be in range. So that's nice. That's something. Not the fastest game, but it is Raptor still maintaining that lead. But definitely, as a canner, you want to hopefully transition that to something more.
Yeah, the question is where. Because it does feel like Faker, you know, has his flashback, has Ghost, is Galio.
Just keeps dodging everything.
Yeah.
Dodging the stuns,
Just dodge.
dodging the boulders.
Just don't get hit.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Faker is not going to be the most tanky. Is going for AP.
Yeah, going for the rocket belt.
Yeah.
First, which I kind of get. You know, obviously you have the more bulky build with the Hollowed Radiance. But I think, especially because you can go like the upgraded Merc Treads, that can make you tanky enough. But also, there's not that much magic damage in the team. So, I mean, Rocket Belt's also just, it feels great. And there's lots of squishy champions, so you can just, you know, slide in, get the taunt, have your team clean up. Your team does also need a bit more damage, if we're being honest.
And usually we are. Raptors here. Ooh, nice dodge there on the charm. Just gonna hop back. Owner is here as Ghost is going to be procced. Knocks Owner into the wall, does basically no damage because the shield was up. And now Raptor pretty low, and guess who's here? It's Keria, but also we got the rel coming in from Kellen. And now the re-engage comes out from Owner. And Faker is totally fine on the backside. Vikla can't get in. And guess who's here as well? Pays. Roaming up from bot, and he will collect that gold. Very much needed at this point in the game.
Still not convinced by the Kiana jungle. I also just think, like, you can't be the one leading the charge on a Pantheon, specifically. Like, maybe if you were hitting a Bard first, or like a Kai'Sa, maybe. But even then, I feel like you need, you know, you have a lot of execute damage. But like, we're gonna see the replay in a second, and I can talk about it then. But that was kind of just...
Oh, man.
Oh.
Diablo has taken 3 turret shots. One of them he used barrier for.
Yeah.
He has done a lot of... He's pretty much landed everything onto
He's stacking his damage taken.
But... All right. I mean, you would assume he gets out here because he is Ezreal. Might have to flash, though. Oh, the predict. Not quite there, and Diablo will still flash at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, I think, honestly, given how that situation started, the fact you're trading flashes and you don't die, I think it's okay. Definitely didn't put himself in a good situation, but the way it panned out, not the worst. Still not seeing the replay of how Raptor died. I'm going to refrain from talking about it until we see it. I really just want to highlight my disdain for Kiana.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, she presses R into Pantheon that has a shield up.
I don't think he had the shield up at the time. I think it just
he did. I mean, it looked like it did no damage.
It just didn't.
Not even like a little bit of damage, like no damage.
Well, now we need the replay to discuss it, right? Maybe you were right, maybe I'm right. Maybe neither of us are right. I don't know.
Maybe he was like about to press it. All right, here we go. All right.
Okay, you were right.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
No damage.
Yeah. Well, I guess he was hoping he didn't press the shield. But yeah, I think part of it is, like, obviously he gets his shield up, but also he's a bulkier target. I feel like if someone else had hit CC first, you know, waited for the shield to be down, they were clearly just trying to one-shot him. But the thing is, like, you look at some of the targets on the team, and it's like, they're just not the easiest targets to one-shot on the top side of the map. And yeah, it didn't pan out.
Yeah. Bit of an issue. Again, you know, T1 was 1,000 gold behind. Now it's an even game. They got a kill onto Peas, who really needs gold to do damage.
Like, caught up in the matchup. Oh, it's going to be another... The Kiana's just going to keep going downhill. They eagerly picked this as well.
It was their first pick. They weren't first pick as a team. Owner just kind of running straight into the dark jungle and
see, that's better. You have the charm comes in first, and then you follow up. So you gotta play the game. Does this convince me of the pick? No, because I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of picks that could have done that too.
Faker just rocket belted into the corner of the wall, but he's okay. He's taking a bit of damage. Nice little charm comes in. I say he's okay. Immediately curse him, and Vikla picks up a kill. His first tier of the game. Okay,
nice, good. Good plays coming out. Mid-jungle off BNK FEARX, finding some momentum now. This is what we need. I was a little concerned at a point, but they're starting to get back on the horse. I mean, Kellen does tend to get on and off the ball.
I was going to say, like...
multiple points throughout this game.
I think the rel is fine.
Well, you don't want to be dismounted for too long. Yeah, this was just... Honestly, I think... I wouldn't really make much of a difference, but I think you should have just charmed from the brush, because then by ulting out, it gives them a chance to... It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. I don't know why I'm even saying this. It's something to say.
It's just a little thing, you know.
Yeah.
They're engaging here. A little stun here onto the Ezreal as Diablo gets that barrier, just dies to the Pantheon, gets executed there. We'll have to see how that all started because Diablo had barrier but no flash.
Maybe I'm wrong actually, because maybe by ulting first, if you like flashed, you close the distance already. So maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's even wrong what I said. That's even worse.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
You're just looking for things to say and then you say wrong stuff?
No,
that's when you get caught out.
At least I rethought about it. I'm like, actually, maybe that wasn't the thing to say.
Well, now you said wrong stuff and right stuff.
Oh my god, I'm the worst.
You're just filling up time with stuff.
That's what we do as casters.
If only we were useful.
Okay, let's see how this happened. Oh, he decided to exist mid as an AD carry against...
Why would he do that?
The squad. Oh, and then he... That wasn't even his fault, it was Kellen's fault!
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's ulting in here on the bottom lane. Looks like Faker gets away just barely. But Vic is very strong right now. Uh-oh, Carrier. Can just get one comboed if you're not careful, but apparently not. Exhaust.
Good summon the spell, yep. Well, Carrier just shrugs it off, walks away. When Bloodsong, you know, obviously helps him with the damage, but does mean you're a lot more vulnerable to getting popped. He doesn't care. That's the one thing with Bard as well, is his character model is so thick. He's very rotund, right? So whenever
fills up a lot of space.
Whenever someone throws a skill shot at him, right, it's hard to dodge it, right? When there's charms flying and mystic shots, he just absorbs them.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's got a lot of he occupies a lot of space.
Well, going in here onto Vikla, who is 5 seconds away from Spirit Rush, gets stunned somehow. And that's going to be Pays scooping up the kill on top of it all. Raptor's like, yeah, I definitely do damage. Oh, did a little bit, but now he's about to get stunned up with the taunts and goes down to Carrier, very much deserved after setting up the kill. Who
knew this Carrier guy was so good at Bard? Like, this is just new information that we couldn't have known before today.
First I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I think... I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, Brennan. I think people might have to start banning Bard away from Carrier. This is new information.
I don't know about that.
You don't think?
You only have 3 bans in the first phase.
Yeah.
Ox, so you got to be careful.
True.
No.
That's valid.
Clearly, BNK did not think that it was worth it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this is the first time he's played it, so maybe, you know.
Could be. Yeah.
Maybe he won't play it again.
I don't have the stats in front of me.
Yeah.
Impossible for me to know.
Plus, I feel like, to be honest, maybe a player has to have a skin on the champion before you...
Wait.
Oh. I feel like so many games when he's playing Bard, he's looking for these Q flash angles. And like sometimes he is just clip farming.
For like a split second.
He finds these great angles, and he's so responsive with the ults. Yeah.
You are sick. Well, he said that was sick, but...
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good at the champ. I really like how quickly he responded with that ult. That was that was very crisp.
Hayes is shocked. He's like, wow, my support's so good at Bard. Who knew?
Yeah.
This is new information.
Well, it's good to know. Well, a lot of teams are going to be looking at this and writing it down.
Yeah, this is...
Hopefully preparing for it in the future.
Noting this, any teams who are playing T1 next week will be adjusting their draft strategies on this one.
Yeah. Adjustments needed.
Yeah.
It's just hard when you decide as a team that you're going to ban Azir and Orianna, and then you only have one other ban, and Lunara's up in game 3. It's like, what do you do? This Faker is going to ult away.
Plus, they did do the fake out where they didn't pick Bard in game 2. And then did pick it in game 3.
Yeah.
Mysterious. What did it mean?
Yeah, what did they mean by that?
Yes. I mean, the gold's still pretty close. You know, bot lane is extremely mega ahead. FaZe is 2,000 gold up, but the rest of the map is far ahead for BNK FEARX, right? Top lane's ahead, not too much of a surprise, right? It's not into Cassante. There's just one concern, right?
Yeah.
Okay, eggs in the 80 carry basket feels great, right? 80 carries been popping off this game, right? Eggs in the Kiana basket, we've seen those eggs break a lot, right? And then there's this yolk everywhere, you know, and it's sticky and it's
not even like the good runny kind.
Well, even if it's, you don't want it to be running when it's all over you, like, you know,
all over the floor.
Yeah. Or, you know, maybe it was in your bag for your bag.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's not a good idea. Don't put eggs in your bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to put them in a basket, but even in a basket, if it breaks in there, you know, if it's been prepared, if it breaks on like your frying pan,
that's okay.
That's what you want.
That's all right. Yeah. We'll say that one's okay.
That's normally what you're aiming for, but yeah, we'll see. You know, that is one thing though. If your top side is fed in this game, those are the people who are looking to eliminate the enemy AD carry. FaZe does have his sums though and cleanse, so that might be a little bit of an issue.
That's really the issue. We talked about targets before, as Raptor is just getting bullied by the other jungler who is down a lot, and even with Raptor having Kellen nearby, not able to win that one as we have a TP coming in immediately just to get stunned up, taunted, and stunned into the wall, and down he goes. Is that, well, not the greatest, but I think it's okay. As FaZe says, well, I would have liked to deal a little bit more damage, but thank you for keeping me safe, Carrier.
I do feel like sometimes the Kiana just doesn't do much damage, right? I know we were talking.
I think he had the shield up that time.
No, like it hit carry and it didn't do much damage, right? It just kind of feels a little bit fake.
That's the thing about Kiana is, like, you don't have a lot of good targets. We talked about Bard being one of the good targets, and that's what happens. Like, it doesn't even...
I do think you have to hit him with other abilities than just your ult.
Yeah.
The ult's like the primer, you know? We'll see the replay. So, Raptor walks in the Pantheon, and despite being ahead, he does just kind of mangle you. And then this defensive ult, like, look, did you see what it did to Carrier? The two-shot barrage did like twice as much. And then the Gnar comes in and just gets obliterated because you're mini. The ult doesn't catch Vikla and just kind of, you know, full phase still.
This time it's Faker who's in trouble. He does not have the heroic exit, but he does have a friendly Pantheon that's getting in there. This time the Kiana ult actually going to help out with some stun as Owner with the Q flash against the execute down. And now the rest of the team is coming over here more quickly because T1 have control of the map. And Owner says, no kill for you, FaZe. This is mine. I set this up. And Carrier's TPing to the top lane.
He's a top laner now.
Yeah, get in there.
I would much rather have a Pantheon than a Kiana. I don't know how you feel about this.
Yeah, you know.
He feels way better.
Pantheon was first pick, and then Kiana was the answer, which, yeah, I'm not so sure about that as well. I mean, it's hard, you know, you got to think about, like, what Raptor can play. I feel like he does have other stuff in his wheelhouse. He was hovering Wukong. That was another option, but... Like,
watch this, okay? So, they all go in on Faker, and Faker does eventually die, but they have to commit a lot of cooldowns to him. I don't think Raptor should have got, like, he W'd, and I think he should have grabbed, like, the green one and got invisible, but he grabbed the red one. And then Owner is, like, he's so healthy and so hard to kill and doing so much damage. You know?
It's level 13, double buff.
Just running around, like...
He's behind, but he's not, like, that far behind. And obviously now he's not behind.
Also, I do have a question for you.
Sure.
What is a wheelhouse?
That's a really good question. I actually don't know. Maybe Wolf knows a little bit better. Is it an American thing?
You're American.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an American thing. Do you guys say wheelhouse or no?
I've said it. I don't know.
Did we invent it though? I don't know. Maybe it's like a thing on the farm. I don't know. I'm from the city. I don't know anything about that. Diablo flashes away, and now down his shift, down his flash. Nice little flank came in from Faker on the left to force that one. Now they're going to get the Spirit Rush out of Vikla and say, okay, well that's another ult earned by us. And Clear doesn't have Mega Gnar anymore, so I think BNK just kind of have to give this one up, and that they will.
Yeah, pretty rough. Pretty roughy-toughy. You know, this game, the gold lead isn't that crazy, and yet it feels so difficult. We're also seeing the Dusk and Dawn again from Kai'Sa. You know, normally this is where you go the Nash's Tooth, but this Dusk and Dawn third is really popular now, and it makes sense, right? You really want to proc your passive quickly, and it does just that.
So, more importantly, a wheelhouse is a part of a boat or ship serving as a shelter for the person at the wheel. Which makes sense. It's a house for the wheel person. And here I am thinking it's like a farm thing. It's like not even that.
So what? How does that make? I'm trying to. How does that?
Yeah. How does the phrase actually make sense? I don't know. Carry is going to have to flash away, but he's probably okay with that. Still a good trade for Vikla, obviously.
Like,
uh-oh. And he's just going to trade flashes. But here comes Owner immediately to just get charmed up.
Sorry, I'm just still perplexed by the wheelhouse thing.
It is very important. That's true.
These are the big questions you're going to ask. Kellen is on a crazy flank. That's what he's got in his wheelhouse. Can you put a horse in a wheelhouse?
I don't think so. I don't think it's big enough. I think it's made for a human. Oh, we do have the flank here on to Pays, and he is just 100-0. Eventually did use Cleanse, but still died. And T1 saying, you know what? You used a lot. We're still going to fight here. As in goes Faker, he is assassinating Raptor, and now is 1v4 and will die. So still a good trade for BNK as they pick up 2.
Yeah, I feel like the kind of, it does, if you CC someone, it does help kill them, right? But so do other picks, but it just dies immediately after every time. But like, they do get some kills, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Some good kills. They kill Pays. They get Faker 2. They do lose their Kiana, but mid tower also a nice pick up the gold, closing distance a little bit. So they know what they're looking for. They just need a massive flank from Kellen, not from the wheelhouse. That's not something he can do. From the stable, he came.
Yeah, generally not. Doesn't hold horses, as far as I could tell. So I looked it up, actually, because you were so very nicely breaking down the replay.
Thank you.
It comes from baseball. 1950s baseball term describing the specific optimal area of a strike zone where a batter could hit the ball with maximum power. So if it's in their wheelhouse... Now, I don't know how we went from ships to baseball.
It was a boat thing! I'm even more confused!
Well, somewhere we made the leap, right? I don't know how we got from boats to baseball. That's really what we need to figure out now. Maybe that's my next task, because now we know why the phrase exists.
I'm even more lost.
In your wheelhouse means like, oh, it's somewhere where you could really hit it out of the park. It's
no, that makes really less. Well. That actually makes less sense. I am further from understanding.
Now, once we connect the dots, I think it'll be okay.
What does this have to do with anything? I was like, okay, it's like the little house, like on a boat. You have the little house that the wheel of the boat is in, and then you told me about baseball.
Yeah, that's, you know, I need to figure out how they made that jump. I don't know how they did it.
No, what is the relevance? There's no wheels.
I don't know yet.
There's no wheels in baseball. Is there?
No.
American?
Don't even know there's a wheel in baseball? Oh, man. So apparently chat said everything comes from the sea. Is that supposed to be deep? Like the ocean? Get it?
Please stop talking. Honestly, let's just sit in silence for the next.
All right, they're gonna kill clear. I think he's got Mega, and the thing is, you can't really do Baron because you have no position on it, really, no vision. And now Carry is just going for a little walk here. That's a bunch of damage. Exhaust helps out a little bit.
Not enough.
Not enough. And T1, they're just kind of sending it. In goes Pays, gonna assassinate Vikla. This Kai'Sa is kind of out of control now, as Faker also going to dodge a Q and gets away with his life. And Diablo left by his lonesome, definitely not in his wheelhouse anymore. He
Stop saying wheelhouse.
Would it help if I said Millhouse instead? I know you like The Simpsons.
Doesn't make any sense, but yes.
It would help, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right, well, Doran is unkillable. Well, okay, he's taking a little bit of damage now. Diablo.
That was
Well, they're going for Raptor instead. So I guess Diablo's like, well, I didn't do anything wrong because I'm alive.
Yeah, Ezreal not the best pick into tanks.
Oh, engage cone? Oh, never mind.
You were so happy for a split second.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. You know, that play was right in your wheelhouse.
I thought you said not to say.
I said you should stop saying it.
All right, so this is where Clear dies, and really there's no response, right?
Yeah.
They can't do Baron.
This was a pretty clear play. I don't have much to say about this. Here, they just kind of one-shot carry even through exhaust. Yeah, again, not much to say. But here, it gets a bit wacky, you know. Hayes does just kind of delete people when he gets a chance. Devil tries to kill Faker and then just ends up close to Doran. And I honestly think Doran could just kind of stand still and aura farm on him at this point. I'm not convinced that he does damage to him. I'm looking at the items. I'm studying it. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. How many Mystic
Four
shots,
items, not enough.
How many Mystic shots do you think you'd have to hit him with? I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Ezreal.
Yeah.
3.5 items.
How many Mystic shots do you think Devil would have to hit Doran with to kill him?
Just Mystic shots?
Yeah.
Nothing else, like no W.
Just Mystic
No
shots.
Essence Flux. They're going to engage on a carry. That's a big row on top of everyone, but even better Temper Fate. Although the angle here from Raptor gets into the back line. Pace, though, is going to get out alive as he hops the wall. And the real carry all along was Doran. The double kill for the Cassante. Flash on him from Owner. And they're right in BNK's wheelhouse as T1 are pushing to maybe end this game.
So close to finding the big play there. The engage was sick, but just not quite finding the damage. Pays ulting away to survive. And now it's Vikler against the world.
Oh boy. Getting flashed on and even takes a W. Killer Instinct from Pays. And that'll do it. 30-minute game. And T1, they don't leave it to an Elder flip. They don't leave it to later. They just end it relatively soon in game number 3.
This was a much more chaotic game, but like in a different way, you know? I feel like the other games were like slowed down.